Hello, my name is Sami. I'm from Finland, Radio Rock, Radio Aalto, and TV Channel 4.
Cool.
3 companies. Last over 20 years, you've been playing big concerts, big stadiums. Have you ever missing times before your big success? Small clubs after gig, going to the bar and have a nice time. Fans.
Not so much.
We still go to the bar and have a nice time afterwards.
Quite frankly, no. I mean, you know, we're going to be doing a residency here in London, and it's going to be the first time, I think, in 20 years that we've actually played indoors since like 1988. But actually, we did open the O2. We were the first band to play the O2. But we quite like playing the big events. You know, I mean, it's very, very exciting, and you know, we've been doing it here for over 20 years now, and it's got to be a bit of a status quo for us here, and we really enjoy it. I mean, you know, but our fans here in Europe have been tremendously loyal, and we love coming back here and playing the big gigs. But this is going to be fun doing the O2. You know?
What about last night?
Playing at small stage is fine. It was easy. You guys weren't the best crowd I've ever played for.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The venue was good. You know, I could play anywhere. That's easy.
Yeah, we played enough bars in our life.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, going back to our youth, we often say this is in New Jersey, the town that we were born in and grew up in was in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most bars per square mile. There was lots of places for musicians to play, lots of clubs. Drinking age was 18. Kids were going out, college kids were going out to see bands. There was lots of places to play. There was lots of places to cut your teeth as a musician and work out your chops. Nowadays, young musicians don't have many outlets to actually go out and get the experience and get to know who you are musically. So, you know, we were lucky enough to be in an era and grow up. We played those clubs for years and years and years and years before we got to a point. Even then when we got a record deal, we started out playing the larger clubs, you know, before we went on to playing, opening up for other bands and theaters and then consequently arenas and then now stadiums.
And that's why we opened up with Elvis Costello covers. You know, just learn something at sound check and play.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's not that hard.
Hi, I'm Carolina. I work for Answers in Italian News Radio. Wanted to ask you 2 things about feedback that you got, like if you're happy with the reviews of the new album, and also what's your relationship with your public? How different it is for you to play in Europe, in the UK, or in the US? What kind of feeling you get from the crowd?
The crowd's pretty universal. That's changed somewhat over the years. You know, having come from Japan to here a week ago, the old story in Japan is it really was the far east. The reactions from the crowds, the behavior at the venues, very proper. They would clap and then it'd be total silence during the performance of a song, and then they'd, in fact, that shirt is from Japan. They would get up and leave section by section. They would come in traditional kimonos. Well, now it's like the West. Now it's like a rock show.
Yeah, you're drunk
And
like everybody.
there would be more of a the Europeans knew. I used to say the Europeans know the verses. Americans only know the choruses. It's a little bit more. Everybody's sort of coming to the center a little bit more these days.
It's a smaller world. You know, with the information age, it definitely is a smaller world.
And first part of my question, what feedback did you get from your new album so far?
Hasn't been much because it came out here a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm. Our friends like it.
And it's not out in America yet. So I haven't heard. It's still too new.
Yeah, and I haven't heard anything either. So, I mean, it's really too new.
Okay.
Anna from Austrian newspaper Kurier. You're playing in Berlin on Monday.
Yes.
So I was wondering how come and what does that gig mean to you?
It's going to be, I think, historic. We were there when the wall came down, right when it came down. I mean, we were there with hammers like everyone else, chipping away at it, took pieces home. So to go back there 20 years later and to be the only entertainers playing it, I think it's quite an honor. it's a piece of history that cannot be repeated, will not be repeated. And it came together just because I wrote a letter, almost like a to whom it may concern letter, to the embassy, who gave it to the State Department, who gave it to Chancellor Merkel's office, and that's how we got the invitation. But I wrote a letter asking to be allowed to perform.
Hi guys, Jacopo from Italy, from Autun, and my wife is filming, so say hi to Italy.
Hello, Italy.
About yesterday evening, I found out that the new songs are amazingly live songs. In the studio, how does it feel to play, if you play this song together? It seems that these are the most live tracks you wrote in the recent years. What about this?
You know, what was interesting is while we recorded the record and the record was forming, they all felt like they'd be great live songs. And now it's at a point where we can't wait to play them because it's something that I think the words, the message is strong, the music's strong, and I think it's something that people can join in and sing with. And I don't know if you guys think anything else, but I think in the studio it felt like we were doing it live. And it's an organic record, you know, in that sense. It has the feeling, it doesn't get hidden by the technicalities of you know, all the tools that you have to make records. It really comes out pure. And I think we felt that all the way through.
Thank you.
Eduardo Suarez from El Mundo, Spain. You have been playing for a long time together. Haven't you been tired of each other anytime?
Yeah.
How can you manage with that?
You know, it's like a family. You get together, you gotta get out of the room, you know, you come back in for coffee, then you go back in. As you know, that's what being in a band is all about. But the rewards outweigh the downsides.
What about the others?
Yeah, and you walk in like last night when you still walk on stage and when we play together. It's just it's magical, you know. It feels great. It's fun. It's really, really fun.
Yeah, creating music is something that's like the best gift you could ever have, to be anything creative. And when you can do it with guys you enjoy it with, I mean, ultimate goal is the music, and that's what brings us together. If we didn't have that, we you know, acquaintances and friends, and we once played together, but the fact that there's a synergy that keeps going every year, and being current and living in the present musically and as individuals, you know, it's a nice, I think it's a nice perk in life to have something that you enjoy doing.